The Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing as I give the invocation. Almighty God, we acknowledge that you will hold us to account for the way we legislate and administer the affairs of our township and its fine people. We pray for your guidance as we do so. We pray that you would find us protecting the rights of all at all times, that our community and this nation will fulfill all of your purposes. Amen. Please remain standing so we can have a moment of silence. Since our last meeting, we've lost three of our Redford family. Jackie Milliken Munez, she's a former township chief accountant, and she worked for the township for 23 years. Lucille Holloway, grandmother of former supervisor Redford's Miles Handy. Janet Dillon, wife of Judge Dillon, you're in our courts for many years, and the mother of Andy Dillon, former state rep and Speaker of the House in Redford. So if you will join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. Clerk Sanders, please take the roll.
Treasurer Kavanaugh, absent. Clerk Sanders, here. Trustee Jackson,
Here.
Trustee Reese,
Here.
Trustee Taylor,
Here.
Trustee King,
Here.
Supervisor McCray.
Here, quorum is present. All right. Next, we need to have the approval of the agenda.
To the chair,
Trustee Taylor.
I move that we approve the agenda.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have two citizen comments today. First is Commissioner Monique Baker McCormick. If you come to the mic, please.
Good evening. Here just to make a couple of announcements and invitations. First, our Wayne County Senior Fest is coming up. And actually this year we have two different festivals for our seniors. One in Westland at Nakin Mills, and that's on June 13th. And then the other at Elizabeth Park in Trenton, and that's July 18th. All are welcome to attend. If you need additional information, you can contact my office at 313-224-0884. And speaking of parks, this year, my park allocation to Redford will be $100,000 to use towards improvements of any park deemed necessary. Roads. We have 43 communities that we represent in Wayne County. That is about 1,500,000 miles of roads. So we got a lot of roads to cover, and I want you to know that your concerns about Redford roads are important to me, but the squeaky wheel gets the grease, right? So I need you to report any roads-related issues to the roads department. We work along with Mike Dennis, and our department will take the complaint and they will give you an incident number. Once you have that incident number, hold on to it. If for any reason after you've given them some time to correct the matter, if it is not corrected, then you can contact my office and then we will escalate the matter for you. So we're here to assist you with those types of matters, where if there's a pothole, an animal in the road, the roads department is open 24/7 for you. The road's number you can call is 888-762-3273. Again, that's 888-762-3273 for any road concerns. And I think that was all I wanted to cover today.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And, I do have a guide to Wayne County as well as Wayne County Parks for anyone that's interested. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you so much.
Next up to speak will be Christine Constantino. Christine Constantino. Oh, did I say it wrong?
No, you said it right, I'm right here.
Oh, okay, I just want to make sure. Okay.
Hi, I have courtesy copies for everyone as well.
Okay.
May I approach to get these two?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. My name's Christine Constantino Jr. I represent iClub in a litigation currently pending in the Wayne County Circuit Court. We are seeking the relief against the township. Sorry, I was running a little late with traffic. We're seeking relief against the township because Nature's Remedy, business number 2 today, is buffering out our property line. So they've now been sitting for 12 months without any movement, and really it's a simple argument. First, Section 3, subsection 5 requires that within 180 days from the grant of the conditional license, that the applicant has to demonstrate that they submitted a full application to the state of Michigan. So based upon the discovery that's been responded to by the township, that means that it began running on April 22nd, 2025, and it should have been automatically canceled by the clerk on October 20th, 2025, pursuant to that same section of the ordinance. The second point is that the April 14th, 2026 extension request is untimely. The ordinance provides that any extension has to be granted with good cause and should be filed at least 30 days before the deadline. So that would then make it March 23rd, 2026. This extension request was filed 21 days after the deadline. So pursuant to the ordinance, it would be improper to grant them any extension. Further, good cause is not presented by the application or by the extension request itself. While it's not explicitly defined within this ordinance, Ordinance 368, it is defined elsewhere. And it states that you have to consider conditions such as the nature of the development, arrangements for removal of the temporary use, and compliance with the public health, safety, and welfare considerations. So all that's been suggested by this applicant is that following the expiration date to file an extension, they received their final inspection for demolition on April 17, 2026. They further cite weather delays and building permit issues, but they only obtained their first building permit on March 17th, 2026, about a week before the extension request deadline was to pass. So in sum, we ask that this be denied, and we will be seeking relief from the circuit court. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we're going to move on now to a special presentation about the festival community. Mike Dennis.
Mr. Supervisor, Honorable Board, I was asked to be here tonight to speak about the Redford Township Festival Committee. This is something that is, near and dear to my heart. I've been on the festival committee, I think, for about 20 years. So I just wanted to share something that I did write up for you, that the committee is made up of volunteers who provide a wonderful service to our township, who hope to spread joy, laughter, community involvement, and interaction. If it was not for these volunteers, our community events would not go on. These 11 individuals meet once a month to discuss the current festival and the upcoming events, Working together as a group and working in subgroups to contact entertainers, food trucks, vendors, community groups, volunteers, and endless other groups that are required to make a community event happen. It's a big team effort to make any community event in Redford Township work. Each individual community festival takes many hours to plan and put together exciting special events, games, and shows that we hope will entice our local residents and visitors to stop by and return each year. I also want to talk about if it was not for our corporate sponsorships that are solicited, these community events would not move forward if not for their generous donations. There is general fund dollars are not put toward the fireworks, Oktoberfest, the holiday event. This is primarily paid by community donations. And I want to thank these local businesses and vendors that support Redford Township each and every year. I especially want to thank the festival committee itself by name, who works so hard to plan and present our annual events, and who enjoy seeing the big smiles from the kids and families that are at our annual fireworks event, riding the hayride here at Oktoberfest, or seeing Santa Claus at the Marquee. Those 11 people are Kathy Anderson, Samantha Fox, Melissa Garrett, Deirdre Hope, Elise Julian, Michelle Mancini, Nancy McLean, Kimberly Swift, Roger Walker, Timothy Young, and myself. If it wasn't for this group, they work tirelessly when you see them out in the park for 4 days, setting up the week before. Oktoberfest starts on Wednesday, set up and ends on Saturday night, and we're back on Sunday. The Christmas event, it's planning Tuesday to Wednesday. It's for 2.5 hours, and then we break it down quickly in about 2 hours because it's cold out there. And so I wanted to share with you the flyers that are out there that I put into your packet, and they're also in the back for our residents, and they're actually on social media. But the 37th Annual Community Festival and Fireworks Show is June 11th to 14th at Bell Creek Park, with the fireworks show being on June 12th, rain date on June 13th. Our 19th Annual Oktoberfest fall event is September 18th and 19th in the parking lot, and we also utilize the Marquee. And Old Fashioned Holidays this year is going to be December 3rd. It's always the first Thursday of the month, December 3rd, 2026 at the Marquee. So I wanted to thank you all, and we look forward to seeing everyone at the Community Festival in June, Oktoberfest in September, and Old Fashioned Holidays in December to kick off the holiday season.
Questions from the board? Well, I think that the festival committee does a real bang-up job this week. And they work very hard. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's raining out, or if it's 100 degrees out, or if it's cold and windy out. They're out there setting everything up and tearing everything down to give our citizens here in Redford a great opportunity to have celebration and enjoy each other's company. So thank you.
Agreed. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thanks, Mike. Next is the consent agenda. Trustee Taylor.
I move to approve the consent agenda items as follows. The minutes of the special meeting held April 14th, 2026, the minutes of the regular meeting held April 14th, 2026, and the warrant list of bills as of April 22nd, 2026 in the amount of $5,991,245.67.
Support. Been moved and supported. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. So now we're going to be having a lot of time here with Mr. Dennis. So let's start with item number 1. Mike?
Mr. Supervisor, Honorable Board, in front of you today is a memo regarding the approval of the possession and use agreement, Third Amendment related to the Central CSO Basin and Sewer Collector Project. I have Jerry Pesic with us, who is our township attorney, who is working together with us concerning the Central CSO Basin project, and with our interaction with Western Golf and Country Club, and he's going to go through the background, a brief background regarding the Third Amendment. The board last year approved the first agreement, then an amendment, a First Amendment and Second Amendment in 2025, And this, now the third amendment is what we're presenting tonight, and Jerry will go through it with you.
Okay, so I just want to say before Jerry starts is that please check your phones and make sure they're on vibrate or turned off. So that way everybody has a chance to hear our speakers, even the people at home that are watching. So go ahead, Jerry.
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Supervisor and board members. As Mr. Dennis said, this is the third amendment to the possession and use agreement with Western Country Club. The original agreement was entered into in April of last year. The purpose of the original agreement was for the contractors on the CSO project to obtain access to the Western Golf and Country Club in two different easement areas to facilitate the commencement of construction at that time. That original possession and use agreement was extended in September, to September of 2025 to allow construction to continue in those particular areas that were identified in the original agreement. In September of 2025, a second amendment to the possession and use agreement was entered into, which did two things. Number one, it extended the deadline for construction through April of 2026. It also added in two other areas of the golf course, 3 easements in total, to allow construction to be commenced in those particular areas. We're now on the third amendment. Basically, the third amendment, again, is to extend construction this time. It'll be through June 30th of 2027, with the hope that the 5 easement areas that are currently at issue can be completed in that timeline. There are still 2 other areas of the golf course where easements will be required. Work on those will probably commence sometime after the 1st of 2027. I'm happy to answer any questions that I can answer, but that's basically what we're looking at in terms of this agreement.
Questions from the board?
To the chair.
Trustee Taylor?
Are these amendments standard, or are we just running into construction issues that are causing delays that require the amendments?
Well, I think it's a combination, is my sense, and Mr. Dennis can speak more directly to the construction issues, but my understanding is there have been construction issues. But with a project like this where there's different phases, it's not unusual to be extending these deadlines.
We've had some over on Graham Street and Lenane. We ran into some very extreme mud issues underground. And so they had to come up with a different system. It's called a jack and bore system that was leading across the golf course and heading toward the Roosevelt Park site. So they were going, I guess we'll say, going, if I'm looking here, going north. And they kept running, so they had to build an entire system to get the water out of the ground while they were jack and boring the big 7-foot pipe through the ground. And so that put them behind. The road is still closed because they're doing some final touch-up over there. We were supposed to be completed with that section last year, but it has, and then it was a very hard winter. And they're finishing up right now, and I want to say they should be done with site restoration, I think, by next month. And then there's a piece of metal we have on the outside. There is a piping system that goes all the way to the creek. They're going to pull off the hard metal pipe and then put in some sheet metal that will in turn hold the water from coming in there. And then it's not as heavy, and we can in turn use rubber-coated tires to get onto the site to get them up without, disturbing the golf course. So that was one of the issues that we had. Then there were also some delays at the CSO basin itself on the facility, but those have been rectified at this point. So.
And do those delays have any effect on the agreements with the state as to when we promise to have the project done for them? Nothing?
Not at this time, no.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Other questions from the board? Okay. Hearing no other questions, what's the pleasure of the board?
To the chair,
Trustee Reese.
I move approval of the possession of use agreement, third amendment related to the Central CSO Basin and Sewer Collector Project.
Support.
Supported by Trustee Taylor. The motion is for approval of the possession of use agreement, third amendment related to the Central CSO Basin and the Sewer Collection Project. Any other questions? Roll call vote.
Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Trustee Reese.
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Treasurer Kavanaugh, absent. Trustee King.
Yes.
Trustee Taylor.
Yes.
Supervisor McCray.
Yes. Motion carries. Mr. Dennis.
Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sherry. 1 second, I've got to move this paperwork out of the way.
Looks like your office.
Oh, thank you. Highly organized, so, yes, Mr. Supervisor, in front of you now is a memo to approve the marijuana retail establishment application extension, the applicant number MR002, Nature's Remedy of Ferndale, located 26629 Plymouth Road. We have asked that the owners and/or attorneys, if there are questions, they don't need to come up, but if there are, then they will come up. So we, per the ordinance and per working together with Attorney Chubb, we have been monitoring our projects throughout the process and have prepared a memo and a checklist, have been going through the checklist with our building department and my office and have gone thoroughly through these. Per the letter that was attached, the applicant is asking for a 180-day extension of their conditional license as permitted under the Redford Township marijuana ordinance based upon good cause and substantial progress. This applicant is, through the process, has decided at this point that they were going to tear down an old building. It was a used car lot. They tore down the building, submitted their plans again. We had some delays through the county level, I will tell you that, and then some other local. But other than that, they are moving forward. We're excited to see the redevelopment on that site, and we are asking today to ask the board to extend the applicant MR002 for a 180-day project extension.
Questions from the board to start?
Mr. Chair,
Trustee Jackson.
Director Dennis, because we have so many of these all at once, is it the hard winter that we had that caused delays on all or most of these?
I will tell you the three here that there's that are kind of building newer were demo related, and the ones that were not were using existing buildings are that probably a little bit ahead because they were using existing facilities. So yeah, it was a hard winter. So delays, frost in the ground, trucking. It is not the easiest to get the supplies. But you have multiple jurisdictions involved from the state, Wayne County, and us. So there were some delays on this, but on this one in particular, after they came to site committee last year, it was decided that they wanted to take down the small building. It was much easier to have the building knocked down, redevelop it, and have a brand new building built, instead of the 2,500, 3,000 square foot building that was not in the greatest shape once they were getting into it. They're going to build this nice building now.
To the chair.
Trustee Taylor.
Mike, just a couple of questions, if I may. I noticed that there are different extension timeline requests from 60 days to 180 days. Does that language need to be in the motion so it's clear as to how long that extension is? Because I know it just says extension. It doesn't state in each motion.
No, it's in the.
I saw it was in the packet.
Yeah, it's in the memo, but.
And also, I was just curious regarding the extensions that everyone's here asking for tonight. I did notice that two that are the furthest ahead did already have pretty decent buildings that they were working with, and right now there's two that are just pending licensing and CRA approval and that kind of thing. So, but what my question is regarding qualifications to request extensions. Is there certain criteria that you look at that allows the business to qualify for that extension, kind of like the special use permit, there's specific criteria that they have to meet to qualify even for the special use. Is it similar here to where, because I did note that because they're on the agenda, one's assumed that all of the criteria has been met for each of these individuals to request that extension? That it's not for us to interpret like, how far along is this building? And do we think he can get it done in 6 months or 90 days? You know, it's not up to us to determine that, as long as they've met all the other criteria to request an extension.
Well, there are two applicants that were previously approved that haven't done anything. They're not here today because we wouldn't recommend that they're moving forward. There's the others at this point. There is one that's will hopefully be opening up any day. We have one that's got through the process of their CRA inspection. We have two of them tonight. One said, hey, let's do 30 because they're that close, but I said, hey, let's just wait 60 days, just in case, because you can't control what the state's doing.
Right.
And so there's a couple more that for the 60 to 90 days, because they're a little closer. The other ones are new builds. Two of them are brand new builds. And then the third one took down two different buildings for parking lot and then is redoing the third building and adding on to it. So they had, the three that are asking 180 are extensive, redevelopment projects. So for the good cause that we look at the investment they're placing into this being the criteria and moving forward with their projects, we felt that was, as we stated, that it requested for their grant for good cause. But the other ones, they're at different stages. There is one that's, a few of them have sold, transferred ownership, which then, we took a, step back, on those projects. And there's one here today as well. So they're all at different stages. They've all been, diligent at moving forward, except those two. I can't speak for them. I've tried to, and I can't, because I've tried to reach out to them and don't get any feedback. But at this point, they've met our criteria that we feel that there's no reason not to grant them.
And our ordinance only allows for this one extension, is that correct?
Yes.
One and done.
That's why we were doing this at this, it lists 180 max, both, and when I spoke to the applicants or their attorneys, this was plenty of time for them to do it.
I didn't print out my e-packet, so if we're going to make motions on the actual days that they've requested, could you let us know, since it's not listed on the agenda, how much time they're asking for?
Yeah, definitely.
What should be in the motion for how many days?
Yeah.
Because I didn't bring that with me. I read them all, but I didn't print them all out. Okay, thank you.
Other questions from the board? I will say that on the cover letter, it says that the qualifications have been reviewed and recommended the request for 180 extension be granted. Attorney Chubb was unable to be here, but he sent an email out to all of us to let us know that he strongly encourages the board to approve the recommended. He's reviewed them. He thinks that they're fine. So that's the attorney, and that's our building department. Any other questions from the board? What's the pleasure of the board?
To the chair.
Trustee Jackson.
I move approval of marijuana retail establishment application extension to be granted to application number MR-002, Nature's Remedy of Ferndale LLC, doing business as Nature's Remedy, located at 26629 Plymouth Road, Bedford, Michigan, 48239.
And it would be requested for a 180-day extension.
Support.
It's moved and supported. So the motion on the floor is to approval of the marijuana retail establishment application extension be granted to applicant number MR-002, Nature's Remedy of Ferndale, LLC, DBA Nature's Remedy, located on 26629 Plymouth Road, Bedford, Michigan, 48239 for 180 days. Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Trustee King?
Yes.
Trustee Taylor?
Yes.
Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Trustee Reese?
Yes.
Treasurer Kavanaugh, absent. Supervisor McCray?
Yes. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move on.
Number 3 would be for the approval of marijuana retail establishment application extension be granted to applicant number MR003, Vibrant Cannabis LLC, doing business as Vibrant, which is located at 15752 Telegraph Road, 48239. This applicant is also, per our previous conversation, is an applicant that has demolished, 2 buildings, made per the, recommendation of the planning commission, made a bigger parking lot, adding on to their building, and was also requesting to have a 180-day extension be granted for a good cause to Vibrant Cannabis LLC.
Questions from the board?
To the chair?
Trustee Little?
Taylor.
No, Taylor. I want to say King. I keep looking over there to see him. I go, King. No, Taylor.
I move that we approve the marijuana retail establishment application extension to be granted to application number MR003, Vibrant Cannabis LLC, doing business as Vibrant, located at 15752 Telegraph Road, Redford, Michigan, 48239, for the amount of 180 days.
Support.
Support by Clerk Sanders. Motion on the floor is for approval of marijuana retail establishment application extension be granted to applicant number MR003, Vibrant Cannabis LLC, DBA Vibrant, located at 15752 Telegraph Road, Redford, Michigan, 48239, for 180 days. Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Trustee Reese?
Yes.
Trustee King?
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Trustee Taylor?
Yes.
Treasurer Kavanaugh? Absent. Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Supervisor McCray?
Yes, motion carries.
Mr. Supervisor, in front of you is a memo requesting approval, of the marijuana retail establishment application extension for applicant number MR-004, Oasis Wellness Center of Bay City LLC, doing business as Levels of Redford, located at 24525 Plymouth Road, 48239. This applicant is also looking they are almost done. They have gotten their inspections. They do have a C of O from Redford Township. And just today, we did receive if we had any issue with any current issues with the project. There's a process that we're starting to learn, together, between the clerk Sanders and I. They were looking out of this, to have a 60-day project extension only, as they're awaiting for their approvals from the state of Michigan. Once we receive those, then they'll get their license from Redford Township.
Okay, other questions from the board? What's the pleasure of the board?
To the chair.
Trustee Jackson.
I move approval of the marijuana retail establishment application extension be granted to application number MR-004, Oasis Wellness Center of Bay City LLC, doing business as Levels of Redford, located at 24525 Plymouth Road, Redford, Michigan, for 60 days.
Support.
Been moved and supported. Motion on the floor is approval of marijuana retail establishment application extension to be granted to applicant number MR004, Oasis Wellness Center of Bay City LLC, DBA Levels of Redford, located at 24525 Plymouth Road, Redford, Michigan, 48239, for 60 days. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Treasurer Kavanaugh, absent. Trustee Taylor?
Yes.
Trustee King?
Yes.
Trustee Reese?
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Supervisor McCray?
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you. Mr. Supervisor, there is a memo in front of you requesting approval of the marijuana retail establishment application extension for applicant number MR-008, known as HMM Redford LLC, doing business as Station 420, which is to be located at 13516 Telegraph Road, Redford 48239. On this one, this is a brand-new build that is at the southeast corner of Telegraph and Schoolcraft. It is behind the gas station. There was a Marathon gas station. There was a big lot where they had another pumps for trucks and diesel, and they ripped all that out and got rid of that part of the gas station, and this will be a brand-new building. They had built quite a bit at a point that they couldn't do the winter, and they in turn are hard at work right now, I can tell you that, and they were requesting a 180-day extension to finish up their brand-new building.
Questions from the board? What's the pleasure of the board?
To the chair.
Trustee Taylor.
I move that we approve the marijuana retail establishment application extension to be granted to application number MR-008, HMM Redford LLC, doing business as Station 420, located at 13516 Telegraph Road in Redford, Michigan, 48239, for 180 days.
Support.
It's moved and supported. Motion on the floor is for approval of the marijuana retail establishment application extended be granted to applicant number MR-008, HMM Redford LLC, DBA Station 420, located at 13516 Telegraph Road, Redford, Michigan, 48239. Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Trustee Taylor.
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Trustee Reese.
Yes.
Trustee King.
Yes.
Treasurer Kavanaugh, absent. Trustee Jackson. Yes. Supervisor McCray.
Yes, motion carries. Mr. Dennis.
Mr. Supervisor, in front of you is a memo requesting approval of the marijuana retail establishment application for applicant number MR-018, Magic Stone LLC, which is doing business as Everpeak Reserve, which is to be located at 250018 8 Mile Road, Redford 48240. This applicant, the current applicant, to let you know, is requesting a 90-day extension only. I will also let you know that this currently is being submitted by Everpeak Reserve. Magic Stone LLC stays with the business as approved from the special use permit, but Everpeak Reserve, the owner, they are selling this. It's just pending transfer, but since they are currently the entity holding it, they have to apply for it. So we're going to, I know that the attorney for the new owner is here as well, but I just want to let you know that this is being approved for Everpeak Reserve, but it will be transferring to Elevate in the very, very shortly. We just couldn't get it done in time, so for everything they have to do. But their construction is about done. They've been working on the construction as this transfer's been ongoing, so.
Questions from the board?
To the chair.
Trustee Taylor.
Mike, did you say 60 or 90?
90 days.
90.
90 days, yep.
When the transfer happens, is there any need for reapplication for licensing or approvals, or is it all transferred?
It's all transferred. What we do is we go through their paperwork, make sure everything's, because the board has to approve the special use permit. The license is already conditional. So what happens, and we've done this with two others, is that then we make sure we go through it, share it with Attorney Chubb. We go through, make sure all the I's, T's crossed. They are, then they're allowed to go to site committee And once they get it approved through the site committee, then their approvals go through, and then they can move forward with their project.
So they too already have all the pre-applications from the
Yes.
state and everything that's required
Yep. Yep.
for the transfer?
Yeah, we were just
Okay.
finishing up what we're trying to get is their drawings that the state, instead of Everpeak Reserve, say their new name and a couple of things that they're just tweaking up. We just couldn't get it done in time for this.
And you said 90 days? I'm
90
sorry.
days, yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
To the chair.
Trustee Jackson.
Mike, who approves the actual transfer of business? Is that the site committee?
What we do is we do it through the township, and then we send them a letter from the township that states that the transfer is going through. Yes, we don't do it until we make sure, I's are dotted, T's are crossed, it comes from Redford Township, stating that the transfer has gone from Everpeak Reserve to Elevate. That's their business name. Magic Stone stays with the company, so what they have to buy the corporation. So since Redford Township approved Magic Stone LLC, then the DBA is what's getting so it's getting transferred with the special use permit with their, DBA whenever they name it. So, but yes, we do give them a letter. Doesn't have to go to the township board,
So
we send a
so
letter.
basically that's approved by Clerk Sanders and yourself?
And also the supervisor.
And supervisor.
Yes, yep.
Any other questions? What's the pleasure of the board?
To the chair.
Trustee Taylor.
I move for the approval of the marijuana retail establishment application extension to be granted to application number MR018, Magic Stone LLC, doing business as Everpeak Reserve, located at 25001 8 Mile Road, Redford, Michigan 48240, for 90 days.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. The motion on the floor is for approval of the marijuana real estate establishment application extension be granted to applicant MR018, Magic Stone LLC, DBA Everpeak Reserve, located at 25001 8 Mile Road, Redford, Michigan 48240, for 90 days. Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Trustee Jackson.
Yes.
Treasurer Kavanaugh absent. Trustee Taylor.
Yes.
Trustee King.
Yes.
Trustee Reed.
Yes.
Supervisor McCray.
Yes, motion carries. Director Dennis.
Lastly, on this topic, there is an approval for the marijuana retail establishment application for applicant number MR-019, which is ESM Holdings LLC, DBA is Green Acres, to be located at 9300 Telegraph Road, Redford, 48239. This is also a new owner as well. That's transfer went through last year. They've been doing a great job. They're almost done with it. They bought in an existing building, and they were only requesting a 60-day extension for their marijuana application. Extension, excuse me. So,
Questions from the board?
To the chair.
Trustee Taylor.
There was a gentleman raising his hand in the audience to speak on the issue.
Yes.
I represent ESM Holdings. I was wondering if I can make, my apologies.
It's okay. Name and address for the record.
My name is Attorney Hassan Zaror. Good afternoon, Supervisor. Good afternoon, Board. So I was just wondering if we could amend that to 90 days instead of 60 days. I do believe that they will be done, but just to give a little bit of leeway and seeing how others have been a bit more liberal in their time periods, I would request 90. If 60 is what was requested and what it must be, that's fine, but I thought it would make sense to just ask for the 90. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Dennis, when these people made a request for how many days, did they put it in writing somewhere?
Yes, they did. It's,
Okay.
it says 60-day. It was from the attorney.
Okay, so it says 60 days, so,
I don't have a problem with 90 days. I mean, if they need a little more time, they could be running into some delays at the state, things of that nature. I mean, they're allowed up to 180. If they need 190 or need 90, I don't have any problem with that. But yes, they could be a little, paperwork wise, whatever they're doing, so.
To the chair.
Trustee Taylor.
Mike, do you think we could possibly make a motion and with approval of our attorney to make sure that we're within the legal rights to change the request without it being in writing?
Yep.
Is it something that we could make the approval pending attorney's approval, our attorney's approval? I just want to make sure that there's nothing that is required from us
Yep.
that needs, if he said, no, it's absolutely in writing, and we have to do that, honor that, then we'd have to stick with that. But if our attorney gives the green light, I have no problem making the motion to approve it upon our attorney's approval.
And I think that we probably should get something from their attorney as requesting for the 90 days as well.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah, it's
idea.
not,
So he's going
Yeah,
to give
Mr.
us
Torres
something,
here.
and our attorney has to okay it, we should be fine. But if not, it has to stay at 60.
Okay.
So go ahead and make that motion.
Oh, all right, this will be fun. Okay. Which one are we on, number 7?
Number 7.
Okay. I move to approve the marijuana retail establishment application extension to be granted to applicant number MR019 ESM Holdings LLC, doing business as Green Acres, located at 9300 Telegraph Road, Redford, Michigan, 48239, for 90 days pending submitted written request from the ESM Holdings attorney and also pending our attorney's approval.
Somebody second?
Support.
Oh, okay. All right. So on the floor, the motion is for approval of the marijuana real estate establishment application extension to be granted to applicant number MR019 ESM Holdings LLC, DBA Green Acres, located at 9300 Telegraph Road, Redford, Michigan, 48239, with the request from the attorney for, would it be Green Acres?
From
Or that's- Green
ESM
Acres?
Holdings, the
Which
attorney
one?
representing
ESM
ESM
Holdings,
Holdings.
From, a letter
LLC.
from ESM Holdings requesting the 90 days and approval from the township attorney. Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Treasurer Kavanaugh, absent. Clerk Sanders, yes. Trustee Jackson.
Yes.
Trustee Reese.
Yes.
Trustee Taylor.
Yes.
Trustee King.
Yes.
Supervisor McCray.
Yes, motion carries. All right. Director Dennis, you're still on number 8.
Yes, I am. Just got to get I'm going to move this stuff out real fast. So in front of you is a memo, or not memo, agreement. We have done these in the past, together. This is a operation and maintenance agreement between Redford Township, let's see which one we're doing first, I apologize, and US 24 Auto Repair, located, they have their offices at 26883 Telegraph Road, and their business is located 14184 Telegraph Road. And we do probably 1 to 2 of these per year. What is that there's an agreement that Wayne County sends to us that wants us to do an operation maintenance agreement between Redford Township and the entity that had to put in a retention basin for stormwater. This is a brand-new build that is actually about 100 yards away from the new build of marijuana at Schoolcraft Telegraph. Just, it's a auto repair facility, did brand new, and it's just north of, or south of, I don't even know what side street is, I'll be honest with you. But, so the county, basically what happens, it's the county stormwater system. The county says, hey, Redford, it's your responsibility. Redford says, no, we're gonna do an agreement between the property owner and ourselves. So then we do this agreement that informs the property owner that they're going to maintain it. We're gonna keep them on a schedule if we have to go out there, but it will be the responsibility of the property owner to maintain that retention basin underground, keeping it clean, maintained, the whole layers. That we do not have any financial responsibility to it because they're the ones that built it, connected to the Wayne County stormwater sewer. But since it's our jurisdiction, we have to do these contracts with them, basically, to, mesh us as a party, so. And that's, so we are looking to approve the operation maintenance agreement between, again, Redford Township, US 24 Auto Repair, and just need an authorization to approve this.
Questions from the board?
So Chair,
Trustee Jackson?
Mike, are there any insurance liabilities connected with this?
Nope, this is, their liabilities, if it doesn't operate correctly, they have to replace it. So, not on us, no. It's, if, let's put it this way, if there is a building that became vacant and wasn't maintaining it, and we started having issues, the county would probably contact us and say, hey, let's go meet out there, let's put eyes on it and see what the issue is. But if there was some other issues, it's solely the responsibility of that property owner to maintain. Even if there was a transfer of ownership, we supply these to the county. So, and then we keep a list. And let's say, for example, this property was to sell, because this just happened. Property sold, and the new owner says, well, I don't want this, I didn't sign it. Well, it's with the property. It's not with that person. So it's on the property itself, the county, because they're tapped into the Wayne County stormwater system. So it is fully transferable. It goes with the properties. So whoever assumes this then is responsible to make sure it's operating correctly. So it's designed so the water that collects in their parking lot then collects into the basin, slowly releases back into the stormwater system. So it's not flooding the entire system. That's what they're designed for. Anybody who redevelops on a half an acre or more under Wayne County stormwater ordinance has to do this.
To the chair.
Trustee Cagle?
Mike, I read the agreement, and it basically seems like the owner's responsible for everything. So what are we agreeing regarding maintenance?
We're just, well, we'll put on the list. The county wants us to put eyes on it because the county is not going to put any resources into it. So they just want us, because it's going downhill, as I'm stating, that we're just going to, it's on our list. We're going to maintain it. We'll check it 1 to 3 years, make sure it's operational. Have there been some that failed? Yes. That is an issue right now. I will say west suburbs, that the Northvilles and Van Buren's and places where they have the giant ponds, the HOAs are not maintaining them, so they're failing. So the community is now responsible to replace those because the county says, well, they're not going to do it. They have no money. You're going to do it. And so there's a big fight right now between Wayne County and certain communities, and some communities are putting funds toward it because the HOAs, if they built a sub in the 90s, the people said, yeah, this is great, let's buy it, we have an HOA. Those people have moved on, and the new people on the board have transitioned 10 times. No one knows what's going on.
Yeah.
So that's where we're keeping a list of these, looking at them, and that's why we're just keeping eyes to make sure that they're maintained.
So we're just agreeing to keep an eye on it to make sure there's no catastrophic failure to it. We're not doing repairs to pipes and digging things up. We're just, yep, it's working, and
It's
that's our
working,
part of our
yep, and
agreement.
it's going in, and it's connected, working well, going into the Wayne County stormwater system.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions from the board? What's the pleasure of the board?
To the chair,
Trustee Reese?
I move approval of the operation and maintenance agreement between Redford Township and Sam Hammoud / US 24 Auto Repair pertaining to the operation and maintenance of the stormwater management system of their new commercial building / business located at 14184 Telegraph Road, Redford, Michigan 48239.
Support.
Moved and supported. Motion on the floor is for approval of the operation and maintenance agreement between Bedford Township and Sam Hammoud / US 24 Auto Repair pertaining to the operation / maintenance of stormwater management system of their new commercial building / business located at 14184 Telegraph Road, Bedford, Michigan 48239. Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Trustee King?
Yes.
Trustee Taylor?
Yes.
Trustee Jackson? Yes. Clerk Sanders, yes. Trustee Reese?
Yes.
Treasurer Kavanaugh, absent. Supervisor McCray?
Yes, motion carries. Director Dennis.
Next item is the approval of the resolution for the long-term maintenance of the stormwater management system for US 24 Auto Repair, Inc. This is something that's always part two for the Wayne County recommendation that we'll send over to them. Just that US 24 Auto Repair applied to Wayne County Public Services for their project located 14184. We have to submit their review numbers and permit numbers, and that you are granting the Public Services Director to execute the permit on behalf of Redford Township.
Questions from the board? Hearing none, what's the pleasure of the board?
To the chair,
Trustee Jackson?
I move approval of resolution for long-term maintenance of stormwater management system, US 24 Auto Repair, Inc.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Okay, I'm looking at number 9. And what I have is the approval of resolution for long-term maintenance of stormwater management system, South Redford School District, Vandenberg Elementary.
That's not
Number 10, 11.
We're at
I
9.
got 9. Doesn't say South Redford? Yeah. Okay, number 9. Okay, the motion on the floor is for the approval of resolution for long-term maintenance of stormwater management system, US 24 Auto Repair, Inc. Any other questions? Roll call vote.
Trustee Taylor.
Yes.
Trustee Reese.
Yes.
Trustee Jackson.
Yes.
Trustee King.
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Treasurer Kavanaugh, absent. Supervisor McCray.
Yes, motion carries. Number 10.
Number 10, this is
Number 10.
this is the approval of the operation maintenance agreement between Redford Township and South Redford School District pertaining to the operation and maintenance of the stormwater management system of their school and their property for Vandenberg School at 24901 Cathedral Street. What they've done is they added on to the school, built a gym, and then had to put in a retention basin. I think a year or so ago, we also met and they did the same thing at Fisher School. So this is the same thing, to talking with the district. And they will maintain it. If they have any questions, obviously, the superintendent or their maintenance department would call us. But we just did want to say within the last 18 months with their other project. So.
Questions from the board? Hearing none, what's the pleasure of the board?
To the chair.
All right. Trustee Jackson.
There you go.
I move approval of an operation and maintenance agreement between Redford Township and South Redford School District pertaining to the operation, maintenance of the stormwater management system of their remodeled school property located at Vandenberg Elementary School, 24901 Cathedral Street, Redford, Michigan, 48239.
Support.
Supported. It's been moved and supported. Motion on the floor is for approval of the operation and maintenance agreement between Redford Township and South Redford School District pertaining to the operation / maintenance of stormwater management system of their remodeled school / property located at Vandenberg Elementary School, 24901 Cathedral Street, Redford, Michigan, 48239. Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Trustee Jackson.
Yes.
Treasurer Kavanaugh, absent. Trustee Taylor.
Yes.
Trustee King.
Yes.
Trustee Reese.
Yes.
Supervisor McCray.
Yes, motion carries. Mr. Dick?
Last one.
Promises.
So this is for the resolution for the long-term maintenance of stormwater management system for the South Redford School District, Vandenberg Elementary School site. Again, this is the same resolution as you saw prior for a different site, again, at 24901 Cathedral Street. It does, again, we fill in the numbers for their permit numbers, and again, it does authorize the Public Services Director to execute the permit on behalf of Redford Township.
Any discussion? Hearing none, what is the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Chair,
Trustee King.
I move approval of the resolution for long-term maintenance of stormwater management systems, South Redford School District, Vandenberg Elementary School.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Motion on the floor is for approval of the resolution for the long-term maintenance of storm water management system, South Redford School District, Vandenberg Elementary School. Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Trustee Jackson.
Yes.
Treasurer Kavanaugh absent. Trustee Taylor.
Yes.
Trustee King.
Yes.
Trustee Reese.
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Supervisor McCray.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Dennis, for a long and eventful evening. And so now it's my honor to call up Director Mancini.
Now the fun part starts.
You sure you're done with it?
I don't know.
Good?
I'll think about it.
All right. Good evening, Mr. Supervisor, Honorable Board. I come before you tonight for our annual action plan, and this year is our 5-year consolidated plan, all rolled into one. If you recall, every year we get our allocation from HUD. We devise a plan for how we'll use that money. And every 5th year, we do a 5-year consolidated plan. That's what this year is. So we're kind of like forecasted out over a 5-year period. And then each year when I come before you, it'll just be for that year that we're in. So tonight, what I'm bringing before you is the consolidated plan for fiscal years 26 to 30, and then the annual action plan for 26, 27. We've gone through the process for this plan, which includes, advertising for a public hearing, holding a public hearing with our CDBG advisory board. After that, we publish the document for a 30-day comment period. We also publish that, let the residents know that it is available for review, and that you have 30 days to comment. Once that is complete, those numbers are done as like what we estimate to get, because we don't have our HUD allocation at that point. It was great this year. The comment period ended March 31st, and we got our letter from HUD on April 6th, letting us know what our allocation was, so we could move right into this process and get it done a little quicker than we have been the last few years. This year, HUD notified us that our entitlement portion would be $865,652. It's approximately $17,500 higher than last year's allocation, but it is slightly lower than what was in our original draft. We were able to, adjust our numbers accordingly, and we still met the budget numbers we were looking for. So today, I bring this before you for your review. I know it's a very long document, and we did just sit through a Mike Dennis meeting, so I don't know how many questions you'll all have, but our plan this year is to do 10 activities, and then once I answer any of your questions, I'd be looking for you to approve the 5-year consolidated plan and action plan, so we can submit it to HUD, as well as authorizing Supervisor McCray to sign the standard form 424 and 424B and our non-state certifications.
Questions from the board?
To the chair.
Trustee Jackson.
Director Mancini, you have some really detailed statistics on household breakdowns. What's your source for that information?
Yeah, so those are mainly from SEMCOG and other databases that we have. And we work with our consultant, Wade Trim, on preparing this. And a lot of those are information he's able to get for us.
You talked a lot about homelessness and what we would do with that. If we encounter a homeless person in Redford, what should we do?
So we don't have a lot of in-house resources for them. We do have a list of places that we can, give them for resources. The funding allocation we get is not very great. So what we focus for homelessness on is things like housing rehab. So like our residents that maybe don't have the income to make repairs to their homes, we can help them so they don't, we've had cases where their roofs are leaking so bad, if they couldn't fix them, their house, they'd have to move. And it actually becomes valueless, So we focus on that. We also have our SNAP program where we help low-income home buyers that couldn't buy homes without our assistance buy like really nice homes that also bring up the property values for the neighborhoods, but also provide housing for people that would have difficulty finding a home on their own. So that's the majority of where we put those resources. And then we do, provide help if someone, needs, we can give them some resources of places to call and that sort of thing.
One last question. What would we do, or what could we do to displace a resident?
Using HUD funds, we cannot displace a resident.
I know there was things I saw in your budget about providing resources to displace, and I was kind of thinking.
Yeah, if they were displaced, but we cannot displace. Or, like if someone came to us, then they lost their place, where they were. But the township itself, there's
nothing that we would do.
No.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
Other
the
question?
chair?
Oh, Trustee Taylor.
Director Mancini, just a couple of questions regarding allocating the funds to outside resources that are not under the township's purview of spending. Is there any requirement for receipts, basically, to make sure that whatever they're allocating the funds to are covered expenses under the definition of CDBG funding?
Yeah, it is a requirement of HUD that we have a subrecipient agreement in those cases. And we are required to monitor them, visit their, for example, really the only one we have is Redford Interfaith Relief, like to visit their building. They do provide income verification for the people that they help. That's a requirement. There are some other entities that don't do that, income verification, and therefore we can't really provide assistance to them because CDBG is a hard line. It is for low to moderate income individuals, and we have to prove that.
Are any of these low-income individuals able to use any of this funding to pay back taxes? Is that an acceptable expense, or is it just for home improvement?
You're talking about like property taxes?
Yeah.
And the only instance that would happen would be part of the down payment assistance for when they purchase a home. It wouldn't be like back taxes. It would be to, like fund their escrows or pay their property taxes going forward for that 1 year.
I wasn't sure if that would be something to help keep them from getting displaced or losing their home, if that would qualify as an expense to be able to keep them in their homes.
It might be something that we could look into. It would be the same situation where they would have to prove their income, that they fall under a certain income. In a lot of cases, they can really get that as far as a poverty exemption through the different taxing authorities. So it would kind of be a use of our funds that might not be the best use if there's other resources for them. Also, if we were paying property taxes to Redford with these funds, that is something HUD doesn't really like to see. They don't like us to pay our water bills. They don't like us to pay this money to Redford Township.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions from the board?
To the chair.
Trustee Reese.
Director Mancini, since it is such a large document, are there any top-line differences in this strategy versus our last 5-year strategy that you kind of off the top of your head, there's a change in how sort of guidance from whether it's Wade Trim or federally on how we're handling these things, or is it kind of reiterating previous plans?
They're very similar. There's one activity that we don't do anymore, and because we don't do that activity anymore, we're putting more money in a different activity, which is our Dial-A-Ride program. Last year, we only funded it with $30,000. But this year, we funded it with $80,000, I believe, to try to help, with the cost of that program. We used to do acquisition and demolition for two different categories, low mod area and spot blight. HUD has really cracked down on one of those, so now we only do spot blight. So other than that, the activities are mainly the same. The biggest one that is a big help for our community is our housing rehab program.
Okay. Thank you.
To the chair, I have one more question, if I may have.
Trustee Taylor, go ahead.
Michelle, something that trustee Reese had triggered that question to me was the dial-a-ride. I noticed that it was 80,000, but I also heard that we were trying to seek some grants maybe at the state level to help supplement some of those costs. Can you move those funds within those activities if you get funding for dial-a-ride and you no longer need the 80 and you only need 20 or 30? Can you reallocate those funds to a different activity within your plan?
So for this year, it would be difficult. Anytime we change a current plan, we have to do an amendment. And the next year, like for the next year of this plan, we could adjust it if they find that they don't need those funds. If they don't need all the funds and it's a small amount, then yes, we could allocate it somewhere else. But any place we allocate has to be an activity that's already in our plan.
Okay.
Like we can't come up with a new.
Can't create a new one?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions from the board? Hearing none, what's the pleasure of the board?
To the chair.
Trustee Reese.
I move approval of the Community Development Block Grant CDBG Program 5-year consolidated plan fiscal year 2026 through 2030 and 1-year annual action plan fiscal year 2026 through 2027 and authorize Supervisor McCray to sign the standard forms 424-424B and non-state
Certifications.
certifications.
Non-state certifications, please.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. All right, so the motion on the floor is for approval of the Community Development Block Grant CDBG Program 5-year consolidation plan for year 2026 through 2030 and 1-year annual action plan for year 2026 through 2027, and authorize Supervisor McCray to sign the standard forms 424-424B and non-state certification. Any other questions? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Trustee Taylor?
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Trustee Reese?
Yes.
Trustee King?
Yes.
Treasurer Kavanaugh absent. Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Supervisor McCray?
Yes, motion carries. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Great report, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah, really good job.
150 pages.
Yeah.
Yes.
Director Stokes.
Good evening, Honorable Board. Before you is the document that we're requesting the approval to purchase the Toro Real Master Fairway Mower for Glenhurst Golf Course. Each year, we meet with Hawthorne Management, and they look at what current fleet they have, what new equipment is needed. You can see on the invoice and quote on the next page that they also did trade in one of their older mowers. They do have a new superintendent at the course. His name is Dave. He has been phenomenal so far. So he is really taking a look at what additional equipment's needed. He's taking a look at the irrigation system there. So I think that they're in a really good spot, and we had a great meeting with them this year. So this is the piece of equipment that they're requesting for this year in the amount of $84,130.99.
Questions from the board?
To the chair.
Trustee Taylor.
Teresa, just a couple of questions. Do you, like other departments, have a capital equipment replacement plan for the golf course as well? Was this a planned piece of equipment?
Yeah, so each year, they do like a forecast with us. So they sit down with Adam and myself and look at, what's equipment's needed and what, based on like the amount of hours that it's used. He gave us probably about 4 years ago a big, large document with all of their equipment in it. Sometimes it does change. So if they have two of the same mowers and one of them they thought was going to work for a while and they've been kind kind of Band-Aiding it and it goes, bad, they may push that ahead. But yes, they work with us quite closely on, their capital improvement plan.
So there's no surprises here. This is in the budget. You expected this because it's forecasted out.
Correct.
Great, thank you.
Any questions from the board? Mr. Jackson?
Teresa, is this replacing anything, or is this an additional piece of equipment that they'll have to use?
It's replacing. So they turned in one of their oldest pieces, and this is a brand-new fairway mower.
Good questions from the board? Hearing none, what's the pleasure of the board?
To the chair.
Trustee Taylor.
I move that we approve the purchase of a Toro Reelmaster 5410-D with attachments for fairway mower for Glenhurst Golf Course in the amount of $84,130.99 to be allocated from Fund 584 Glenhurst Golf Course.
Support. Been moved and supported. Motion on the floor is for approval for purchasing a Toro Reelmaster 5410-D with attachments for fairway mower for Glenhurst Golf Course in the amount of $84,130.99. Be allocated from Fund 584 Glenhurst Golf Course. Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Trustee,
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Treasurer Kavanaugh, absent. Trustee King?
Yes.
Trustee Taylor?
Yes.
Supervisor McCray?
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Announcements from the board. Okay, I brought my poster. This Thursday is a big event for Redford Interfaith Relief. This will be over at Redford Union High School. This is their large fundraising event for the year. If you are available, you please go there. It's $50 a ticket, includes an in-person event and refreshments. Tickets available on the website, and there's a QR code here that I'll leave over there. If somebody wants to scan it. Please, if you can come ahead. It's a good time every year, and this helps those in Redford Township that can't help themselves because of circumstances in life in general. So please support. So since there's no other business to come before the board, this meeting is adjourned.